You know, I didn't really do it on purpose, but I'm just kind of realizing that we've been doing a decent bit of Bill Nelson in certain ways. I mean, we've covered some solo stuff from him. We've covered some Bebop Deluxe recently, well, kind of recently with a full album with Futurama, and we've been listening to this. I just thought about that. I'm like, we've been covering some Bill Nelson, and you know what? Nothing wrong with that at all. So let's go ahead and move on into the next track here. Listening to, of course, Red Noise. You know what you're here for. Substitute Flesh. Let's go ahead and put on the headphones. Substitute flesh makes me think of plastic surgery or maybe some sort of augmentation to you. Let's go ahead and find out. Give it a listen. We'll talk about it after. Here we go. I love this little line that comes in. Substitute flesh, like monsters, lungs are razors. Substitute flesh, sharp as your kisses, bleeding. I like the bending. That's cool. You faces for the children, desire consummated. I'm gonna play the words that my mom is swallowing for happy years. Unconscious will resist the destroying loss of lifted. All the sins are elevated, all the sense of satiated slowly. All the sliding up and down too. Big moment here. Chosen our places, innocence has gone to neighbors. No quick for stimulation, this time is penetration. Substitute flesh, walking like roses, numbers are razors. Substitute flesh, the sharp at your blisters. Live on its bleeding, live on its bleeding, live on its bleeding. Substitute Flesh. That's a good track. You know what? Remember when we first started listening to this album, I'm like kind of getting used to the sounds here, the strange, unique mix of synth and guitar and everything. I think I'm starting to get acclimated into the waters. I think, we're properly hip deep into the waters and the temperature's feeling pretty nice. And this would be the time where on my own, I would go back to the beginning and listen to some of those opening tracks now that I'm kind of getting used to the sound and see where I kind of lie. Because this is hitting pretty good. All right, so what are those unique sounds that Bill is creating here amongst with the rest of the band, right? So first of all, I love all the pitch bending, all the sliding up and down on the fret that you hear when he's adding in the wow, wow, wow. And then you hear during the verse the wow, 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 right? Like such a small thing, but in the way that him and the band comes in, handling all that, of course, the synth line, that lead, ba da 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 da, that comes in marching in with just reckless abash, just so happy. That lead is just like a teddy bear marching through a street. That's the that's the visual I get. It just comes marching in. I love that. His singing kind of like fades into the mix on this one, so that singing wise, there's not really much of an impression left on me. But it really doesn't matter because I'm enjoying the texture of this track. And really, I guess you could really say that this whole album has a truly unique and defined texture in it. When I was listening to some of the electronic guitar wonkery that was going on in there, it made me think of Gary Newman a little bit. But, you know, where, at least from what I've heard, Gary Newman has a little bit more of a robotic, cold, not in a negative way, but colder touch in his music. Here, especially with production kind of helping things out, there's a lot more a dense, there's more of a dense texture going on in here, and you could really feel like a lot of details. Not to say Newman's music is not detailed. I think you know what I mean. Reading in between the lines, I'm just using it as a comparison, but it's really enjoyable to listen to Bill Nelson Red Noise here because of all the depth you hear in the musicianship, in the sounds that they're creating, and in the noise that they're rocking out with. File under common knowledge, celebrate our foreign bodies. The nervous and the naked run screaming through our burning eyes. This heat shows in our faces innocence has gone to blazes. No fake or simulation. This time it's penetration, darling. Well, I don't know what he's talking about. Substitute flesh, wounded like roses, lovers are razors. Substitute flesh, the sharp edge of kisses leave our lips bleeding. New vices for the jaded, desire unconsummated. Are we born of man or monster? Sperm armies swarm and conquer these fears. Substitute flesh. You know what I'm kind of thinking? I'm thinking that what he's basically saying is there's no substitute for the real thing. Invasion genetic. I see the troops in their pink uniforms. Erotic assassins, I see them marching as if to war. I gotta tell you, he has a very interesting way of writing. Let me know what you guys thought of the track. You can let me know in the comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter. You can support the channel over on Patreon. I hope to see you all marching over there just as erotic assassins. Have a great day, guys, and I will see you all later. That's a great line, and they're gonna go kill some ovaries. Bye, guys.